Hey guys, it's Martin Luther 29 here, and today we're going to be doing a Draw My Life video. People have been asking me to do this video for over 500 years in the comments section, and here it is. Please don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. I will be doing a giveaway for a copy of my German translation of the Bible for all my people who like. I was born in the town of Elzevin, Saxony, part of the Holy Roman Empire, to Hans and Margaret Luther. I spent my days with my many brothers and sisters. There are so many I can't even keep track of how many there were. But childhood went by painfully slow. School was like hell. Why do we even have to learn Latin? I'm a German, not a Roman. After I had saved enough money, I was off to university. At 19, I had somehow gotten into one of the most prestigious universities in all of Germany, the University of Erfurt. There, I continued to slave away studying law, and I almost dropped out a few times, but my parents wanted me to become a lawyer, so I continued my studies. After finishing my master's in law, I went home to visit my parents. What I didn't know was that this trip would change my life forever. I was caught in a dangerous storm. Lightning crashed near me, rain dripped endlessly, and it was the closest I've ever been to death than other than actually dying. Either way, I prayed for my life, and I told the Lord I would devote myself to the church if I survived the storm. I called to St. Anne, "I will become a monk!" And the next day I dropped out, much to my parents' dismay. I found the closest monastery and began to study under the teachings of God and my fellow monks. I eventually found myself teaching at the University of Wittenberg. I earned a doctorate in theology in 1512 and began teaching shortly after. I studied the Bible more and more and stumbled upon a passage in the New Testament, Romans 1:17, which said, "The righteous shall live by faith." I realized the path to salvation is not through the church, but through love and devotion to God. I was enlightened by this verse and saw the corruption in the Catholic churches and the Catholic Church's use of penance and indulgences. I was infuriated by how the church had been taking advantage of the goodwill of the people. I had compiled my infamous 95 theses and nailed them to a church in Wittenberg. Had I known the mess that it would have gotten me into, I think I may not even have done it. People have been thinking the same things about the church that I had and wondered why they were able to reign unchecked. The Pope quickly noticed this insurrection and sought to stamp it out. He sent many messengers to get me to take back what I said about the church. When I refused, he decided to excommunicate me from the Catholic Church, damning me for life, but I knew I was in the right. After my excommunication, I was offered an invitation to the Diet of Worms, where many of the most powerful people in the Holy Roman Empire were present. I was able to make my case here. My Reformation would continue to spread. After a heated debate, the electors and other dignitaries convened to discuss my fate. In that moment, I realized I may actually be burned at the stake, and all of this would be for naught. But my life was spared, and I was allowed to return to my home. But on my way back, I was kidnapped and sent to Wartburg Castle in Thuringia. I was holed up there for many years in order to avoid capture from the Pope's henchmen. During this time, I embarked on an incredibly ambitious project, translating the Bible to German. I completed this massive task in 1534 and shortly afterwards exited from my isolation. After I returned from my isolation, I was shocked by the reaction of my writings. I am certainly no revolutionary. I just wanted to express my beliefs to the people and get attention from the church. When I learned about the peasants' revolts that sparked from my work, I was astounded and heavily condemned their actions. Peasants are worse than the papacy itself. I also needed more support from the nobility, so that was a big reason behind that. I continued to write and spread my ideas after I began to settle down. I married an ex-nun, Katharina, and had 6 children, now focusing more on family. I watched what began to unfold from my ideas in the comfort of my home in my hometown Elzevin. On February 18th, 1546, I had my final moments and died. Today, for the past many years, I've been watching my beliefs grow, eventually into many communities across the world. Best of all, I've been haunting the corrupt Catholic Church for over 500 years. Being a ghost is a lot more fun than you think. Thanks for listening if you held on this long. Next vid will be out in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with all your friends. Stay tuned for the next video on how I escaped the Pope. Martin Luther 29 out.